Women complain about men lusting after them, but then dress like they're trying to get attention. So make it make sense, girl. Make it make sense. A lot of women are just mentally ill when it comes to dating, and someone has to say it, and well, it might as well be me. This is gonna ruffle some feathers, but women aren't being oppressed by the patriarchy. We're oppressing ourselves, and I can prove it. I can. And I will.
I like this one.
Let her cook.
Who's advocating for the average man?
Wait a minute!
Fuck you mean?
Y'all saw that, right? What is going on, YouTube? It is your boy Rome back with another video. If you're new to the platform, welcome to the tribe. By the end of this video, I hope you subscribe. So I got a video, well, actually, I want to say more like a group of videos that I have from a content creator who goes by the name of Samantha Claire 88 on TikTok. I'll leave the link to her page in the description if you want to go support her on TikTok. I kind of went down a rabbit hole. I kind of like gradually been like just picking random videos of hers that's been popping up on my feed and like what I saw, and eventually gave her a follow, and wanted to share these with you guys because I think they're kind of all pretty much in unison and can kind of correlate with one another. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it.
Women complain about men lusting after them, but then dress like they're trying to get attention. So make it make sense, girl. Make it make sense. But you know what? I'm about to say something that's going to make a lot of women uncomfortable. But someone needs to call this out because the reality is we can't have it both ways. We live in this culture where women are constantly complaining about how men objectify them and how tired they are of being looked at. And I get it. Unwanted attention can be uncomfortable and disrespectful. But then I see the same woman posting thirst traps, wearing barely anything, and dressing in ways that are clearly designed to get male attention. You're literally putting your body on display and then getting mad when men look. Where's the logic in that? And before you come at me saying I'm not doing it for male attention, I'm doing it for me, girl, let's be for real right now. Because I used to dress like that too, and I wanted to believe I was doing it for me. But really, at the end of the day, deep down, I was doing it for male attention. So, no, you are too. If you don't want to be objectified, then stop objectifying yourself. It's really that simple. It really is. But in all honesty, we need to take accountability for the energy we put out in the world. You can't dress for attention and then complain when you get it. A lot of women are just mentally ill when it comes to dating, and someone has to say it, and well, it might as well be me. And I know this is going to trigger some of you, but this is straight up hypocritical behavior that needs to be called out. You don't want the nice guy, so instead you go for the toxic bad boy who treats you like garbage. You'd rather chase the chaos, the drama, and the challenge of trying to fix someone who clearly doesn't want to be fixed. We ignore the green flags from good guys because they feel boring or too available. Make that make sense. Then when the relationship crashes and burns, which it always does, instead of reflecting on the choices and accepting that actions have consequences, you run to your friends, run to the internet, and complain that there are no good men left. But the reality is, you literally chose this. You had options. You had the good guy right there, but he wasn't exciting enough for you. But a lot of you would rather find out the hard way. And while you're choosing drama and toxicity over genuine love and respect, those good guys get swooped up by women who actually appreciate them. You can't reject good men and then act shocked when you're left with trash. So let's just stop blaming all men for the type of men you keep choosing. The problem isn't that good men don't exist, it's that you don't want them.
That part. And I'm glad she said that. She said you can't expect to keep passing up good men and be mad when all you left with is trash. Because what have I been covering lately? Women who've been leaving good men and now they salty that all they can find is trash.
That is so tough.
You're a victim.
Here we go, CSI.
You shouldn't have been talking shit.
Winter is coming.
Winter is coming. See that? Winter is coming.
Excellent.
Yeah. You ain't gonna tell me that ain't a coincidence.
This is gonna ruffle some feathers, but women aren't being oppressed by the patriarchy. We're oppressing ourselves, and I can prove it. I can. And I will. We're out here screaming, fuck the patriarchy, and blaming men for oppressing us, but I think we need to have a honest conversation about who's really doing the oppressing here. Because here's what I've realized. Women aren't being oppressed by the patriarchy. We're literally oppressing ourselves and then blaming men for it. We're rejecting traditional feminine roles that actually give us power, calling being a wife and mother oppressive when it's one of the most influential positions we can have. We're choosing career stress over family fulfillment and then wondering why we're so freaking miserable. We're sabotaging our own relationships by constantly testing men instead of supporting them, creating drama and chaos, and then blaming men for the dysfunction we created. We're competing with men instead of complimenting them, trying to out-masculine them instead of embracing our feminine power, and then wondering why they're not being masculine with us. We're making terrible dating choices, having unrealistic standards while bringing nothing valuable ourselves, choosing toxic men, and then blaming all men for our bad decisions. Make it make sense, really. We're letting ourselves go physically and then demanding men find us attractive anyway. And we're promoting body positivity instead of actual health and discipline. So we're literally choosing behaviors that make us less attractive, less valuable, and less happy. And then we blame the patriarchy for the consequences of our own choices. The patriarchy isn't holding us back. Our own mindset is. We're oppressing ourselves with our own resistance to growth, our own preference for validation over accountability. The patriarchy isn't oppressing us. We're oppressing ourselves and then pointing fingers at men. If we want to stop being oppressed, we need to stop oppressing ourselves and start taking accountability and responsibility for our own choices.
And that's all men been saying for the longest. That's all men been saying for the longest. It's like, because here's the thing, bro, and here's what I've realized, that somebody brought this up a long time ago, and I'm starting to believe this more and more the more we have these conversations. I think when it comes to the patriarchy and feminism and women who, what I've come to realize is I think these women are just running out of things to fight for. At some point it has to end, because the original purpose of feminism was for y'all to have equal rights and opportunities, and now that y'all have that, it seems like y'all just reaching for straws, man. It's like, as far as like what the bitch and complain about next, it's like the other day, bro, I about fell out when I heard that woman over here talking about pay wage gap. I'm like, if that shit, if women believe that shit is so true, then all y'all should be trying to run up a bag right now, because that shit been illegal for decades. But I digress, man. Let's keep it moving, bro. Golly.
I just feel like women shouldn't get on this app complaining about there not being any good men, when those good men that you say you want, those are the same men who will come and ask you on a coffee date just to see where your head at. And you get so offended because, oh, how dare you ask me on a coffee date, that you can shot yourself in the foot. This could be the fucking man of your dreams. But you're not going to find that out because you're too busy worried about him asking you on a coffee date. Ma'am, he just want to sit down and talk to you. He just want to see if y'all connect. He wants to see if you're worth the effort and the time and the energy. Nobody wants to put all that into a person that's not worth it. It's easier to just have these conversations up front, get on the same page, or figure out if you can be on the same page rather than wasting years with someone just to find out y'all weren't compatible. A lot of those years that y'all be wasting could have actually been prevented if you had had a simple sit down coffee date. You ain't even got to drink no coffee. Just sit down and talk to him.
You know what? I think that's the first time I've ever heard a person, male or female, put the coffee date conversation in that type of perspective. That's actually a very valid point. Think about that. Because I think that's what kind of gets overlooked by women, because they so concerned about the effort. It's like, no, it's like, this is more so the first date needs to be low risk for the sake of, okay, I need to see if we need to see if we're even invested in one another. Do we even like each other? Because I gotta invest time and money. I'm expected to invest time and money into this. So yeah, you damn right. Yeah, you damn right this first day ain't about to be crazy expensive. You feel me? Because if you expecting that, then guess what I'm gonna be expecting? You feel me? And I want you to have that same fucking energy that you have for me, expecting me to spend hundreds of dollars on a first date. But see, women don't want to go there, right? But these motherfuckers are let a bum crack for free. I'm like, just because he fine or he well endowed, but I ain't gonna go there though. Let's keep it moving.
On this episode of how women are just straight bona fide hypocrites, I remember several years ago, y'all was on some high moral superiority, virtue signaling, talking cash money shit to men, talking about how age gap dating is so bad and it's so evil. Never participated in it because I was doing my thing and I'm not gonna be a hypocrite. So y'all sat there and was shaming men for dating women half their age. I got it, whatever. It is what it is. But then turn a blind eye when women my age and younger were talking about, oh yeah, I gotta get me a YN this and a YN that. And I'm just sitting there like, aren't y'all the same hoes that were talking about you want a man to be a protector and a provider and support your lifestyle, this, that, and the third? What is a 20-something-year-old little boy gonna do for you other than put you through the mattress like a spatchcock chicken and he could barely do that shit right? Sweetheart, a 20-year-old barely lost his virginity. Other than the fact that you're just admitting to the whole internet that you're a pervert and a groomer, he can't do shit for you other than put a baby up in you and he can't even take care of it. And it's the fact that y'all sat there and was talking cash money shit about the men doing it, but then y'all want to sit there and praise women doing it. It's like, wow, so you can't pull a dude your own age? How fucking desperate and pathetic are you? But y'all going through that whole YN phase and I'm just sitting there like, okay, so you're just a sugar mama. Because we know what the deal is. Anyone who's hip to it knows that you lining that little boy's pocket. Yes, I'm referring to a 20-year-old as a little boy. You know why? Because I have a son who's in his 20s. He's a boy.
Yeah, just so y'all know, she's like in her 40s, because I'm like, I was kind of shocked because I was like, damn, she looks really good for her age. Yeah, damn, I wonder if I remember right, I believe she's like 43, 44, 45. She's like mid 40s.
But oh my God, y'all are fucking hypocrites. Straight up hypocrites. And what makes it so bad is y'all way worse than the men because y'all enable each other. Y'all gas each other up. Tell me, I don't see what the big deal is. You're just being a hater. You're being a pick-me. Sweetheart, ain't nothing a 20-something-year-old child can do for me. He's not even old enough to rent a car by himself. But you gapping your legs open for him. Okay, honey. You got this, boo. You got this. And I'm talking about women in my age group. Late 30s to mid 40s, if not older. Because that tells me that men your age ain't checking for you like that. And in order for you to feel like you're desirable and feminine, you're going after a child. A child.
And what I've realized, another reason why these women like to go after younger men is because they give them that same level of attention that they used to get when the women were younger, or that younger age. I think that's another reason why, because when you hear about older women and how they talk about what YNs and how they treat them, man, these YNs just be selling them dreams and telling them what they want to hear. Because just like Shorty said, if y'all over here talking all that provider and protect bullshit, why the fuck would you choose a man so much younger than you? Most men don't hit their financial stride till they in their late 30s, mid 40s. So why even deal with a man in his 20s unless it's just to get your back broke in? And if that's the case, I'm like, I damn sure don't want to hear you shaming men for it. Hypocrisy, just like she said.
Hello, brothers and sisters. There's a young lady who, I don't know how recent this is, but it's made its rounds on social media, particularly on Twitter. But it seems that the original platform of this video that this young lady posted is actually on TikTok here. And so in this particular video that is making its rounds on social media, this young lady is complaining about the absence of real men. And the examples that she said in terms of what real men would do, of course, is things such as changing a tire, changing oil, and doing domestic things, even around the house and so forth, fixing stuff, and those of that nature. And saying that there's a lack of real men in this regard. Well, the problem is this, is that you can't complain about something that is a direct consequence of your ideologies. You can't complain about something that is a direct consequence or result of your ideologies. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, of course, with the rise and the overwhelming prevailing ideologies of modern day feminism, as a result of these ideologies, it has produced the culpability of what we find in terms of the male species in this current time is a direct result of these ideologies. Meaning there are women who, of course, who are based on modern day feminism and its ideologies and their indoctrination to these ideologies, will consider male headship or male leadership, the patriarchy, as an oppressive. They have a negative connotation towards this kind of leadership. They have a negative disdain and a negative connotation and a disdain and a hatred towards the patriarchy, considering male leadership as oppressive and as slavery and as bondage. And so invariably what you will find is you will have women who are single, independent, boss babes or boss chicks, then raise men that are emotional, because a woman is incapable of raising a full real man to stature. Women are innately wired to process information emotionally. They'll process information through their emotions. That is how you are wired, my sisters. That is how Yahweh made you. That is what makes you great mothers. That is what makes you great wives. But it is what makes you incapable of leading a household, because you will make decisions impulsively. Because men are wired to make decisions based upon logic, facts, reasoning, and critical thinking. That is what enables a man to lead, because that's how they're naturally wired, to process information in that regard. But when you have women who are boss chicks, they will raise men likened unto themselves to process information primarily by their emotions. And so you will have men who are not critical thinkers. You will have men who will think emotionally. They'll be unstable emotionally, be immature emotionally. So you can't make the bed of modern day feminism and have a hatred towards male headship and complain about the results that it produces. Boss babes will raise effeminate men, period. And when you have a society that is largely undergirded with these kind of ideologies, you will naturally find a consequence and a result of men who are emotional. Now, there's nothing wrong with a man having emotions, but a man is not to be emotional. This is the society that we're currently living in, where real headship, real male headship is disdained. It is considered oppression. So you can't propagate these kind of ideologies and then complain about the results. It is hypocrisy. This is what women do in this modern time. They'll find any reason to complain about men, even if it means they will complain, they will complain on social media Many women are complaining on social media not for the purposes of finding solutions, but simply for the purposes of affirming their ideologies. There are women who are complaining on social media not with the premise of finding solutions, but rather as a means to affirm their beliefs, affirm their ideologies. It's disingenuous and it is hypocritical. See, you can't make that bed and then not want to lie in it. And this is happening right now. And so for you, my sisters who are part of the house of the faith, who understand the importance of male headship, do not follow the patterns of the modern day feminist movement. Know your scriptures. Know the Lord for yourself. Know the way in which he has wired you, and thus to behave as a woman. Not a Jezebel, but a Proverbs 31 woman who understands the importance of male leadership and how you are wired and how men are wired to properly lead you. God bless you. Shalom.
Shout out to the OG on that one, bro. He was preaching. Y'all let me know what you think about this. If you're new to the platform, please subscribe, OGs. I appreciate the love and support. Make sure y'all hit that bell notification. That way y'all know when I'm uploading. Hit the like button because that's with the algorithm. And helps me reach a broader audience. Also look out for the travel vlog channel as well as the rant channel. Both links are in the description. Until the next video, y'all. Deuces.